here. I just came back from seeing Pacific Rim. I'm recording this on my dad's iPhone. Just a few things. This movie is awesome. Oh my gosh. Anyone who's watched anime, anyone who's a big fan of mech battles, this movie will be paradise for you. The story is that there are these beings called the kaiju, which is Japanese for great beast, that attack from under the sea to basically cause chaos throughout the whole, throughout the whole human race, basically. They want it for themselves. That is until human race builds like these big giant mech bots called the Jaegers, which is basically German for, I think it's German for hunter, but basically they're like the last defense. Like it's either fight for human survival or the kaiju will rule all. The pros? There's so many pros to this movie. This movie is so good. The acting was really good. The character development was just, like, the main guy, the main guy lost his brother to a kaiju attack. Then the movie goes, 5 years later, and he has to deal with that tragedy and that trauma when he meets another girl called, I think it's Meko. I don't know the actress's name, but she's another good character who also goes through good development. And just, the characters are really, 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 really good. And Ron Perlman is in this movie, and as always, he is awesome. Awesome to the max. Just, the fight scenes, they are incredible. I mean, anyone, like I said, is a big fan of mech battles, you will enjoy. Like I remember this one where it had 3 arms, and it was like these hurricane attacks, like this one done with 2 Russian people, and just, each Jaeger is different. Each one has their own strengths and whatnot, but just, oh my gosh, just the fights are phenomenal. And the kaiju, the creatures, are really well designed. I mean, Del Toro, who directed this movie, he also directed the Hellboy films, which ironically Perlman also stars in those films. Just the design of the creatures. I love the fact that each of the creatures looks different. I mean, not each kaiju looks the same, and that is very, very, very clever. And just, oh my gosh, besides the fights that the Jaegers and the kaiju have, there are a lot of drama. There's a lot of suspense, a lot of drama, a lot of, there are times I nearly cried in this movie. I'm not kidding you. And just, oh my gosh, the climax of this film, it's the best climax I've seen in any film I've ever watched, ever. Oh my gosh. What I didn't like in this movie, and thankfully there's only little, one of the Jaeger pairings, I think it's Australian, I don't know, the son, a father and son pairing, the son, he's a total jerk. He was a total jerk to the main guy and his girl, who's his friend. And one of the best scenes in the movie, besides the fighting, is when the main guy beats the living crap out of him. I'm like, ha! You deserved it. Thankfully, he does get redeemed in the end. And, oh man, there were these 2 science guys, this English one who's really, really, really snobby, and just, I really didn't like him that much, but again, he develops along too. There are a lot of times where it felt a little rushed. However, this only lasts for a few seconds, and then it just moves on like it never happened. And, oh man, what else can I say about this movie? I mean, wow, I am so overwhelmed right now. A fun fact, the announcer for the Jaegers, especially the main characters, anyone who plays the Portal games, I kid you not, that voice sounds like GLaDOS. Yeah, the main antagonist from the Portal games. I am not kidding you. if you get past all the commotion that's going on, and if you listen very carefully, that voice sounds just like her. It may be a coincidence, I don't know, but jeez. I was like, is that Gladys in this movie? And I don't know, all I say is, Hollywood, do not make a sequel. I usually want sequels and whatnot, but the way how this film ended, I'm like, Hollywood, do not make a sequel to this movie. The film is good on its own. It basically, the movie, like, wrapped up the whole story of everything. I mean, like, this is, like, one case of a movie where a sequel is not needed in any case of the word. I mean, oh, man, I mean, what just, oh my gosh, just, all I have to say is that, wow, just, wow. Anyone who is a fan of mecha battles or action, suspense, creatures, like those old Godzilla movies, this is definitely your type of film. I mean, the action is phenomenal. The characters are really, really fleshed out and really developed. And it's a good popcorn movie. I mean, it's one of those popcorn movies that isn't just like mindless action and mindless everything. I mean, it has heart, it has drama, it does have a few problems, but there's no such thing as a perfect film. But in my opinion, this is one of the best films I've seen all summer long. I mean, wow. I mean, just wow. And as a special preview, this is my dad is driving the car. So, Dad, what did you think of it?
I thought it was excellent, and I'm driving the car, and you need to wrap it up.
That's his opinion.
Yes, it was awesome. I loved it.
Oh my gosh. See you guys. Movietistic here. Put comments down the bottom. Again, don't go too crazy. Don't go too crazy, and look on my channel for other videos, and hopefully I'll see you around for some ideas in like stuff like Power Rangers, anime, Super Sentai, and more galore. Till then, this is Movietistic signing out. Bye. No one can stand